Rand Paul. I think it's the Republican senators Ted Cruz. It's the Republican
who are
senators
going to primary Trump,
who think he won't want to or won't be able to run again. I think until he proves that he's capable of governing and wants to govern, the Republicans who have presidential ambition will be looking primarily at being in position for that 2020 race.
And I say this as a question, they'll have to stay in his good graces, right?
No, not necessarily. Not if he's unpopular. It all depends on where his approval rating is, right? Ted Kennedy didn't worry about Jimmy Carter in there. I mean, that really all depends on whether the public wants to keep you or not. And I think they may bank, if things go south for Trump early, and I think there's a good possibility, they may bank on opposing him because of presidential ambition.
Well, I'm not thinking about. I'm thinking about North Korea, which is coming up to a boil because they're about to get an ICBM that can hit us. Iran,
South China Sea.
Iran, South China Sea.
Yeah, what happens to the Iran?
Or Russia. I mean, there are about 4 or 5 international things that are getting to a kind of boiling point, a decision point for a U.S. president, and that president is going to be Donald Trump. Think about it.
Oh, I've thought about it.
I mean, that goes to your argument. There have to be some people who decide that they're going to be patriots. They want to go into the government and see if they can corral them. Now, the question becomes, if people make that choice, they go into the government and Donald Trump ignores them and does things, erratically or whatever that are just contrary to that sort of old wise man and woman advice, what do those people then do, and what does?
Well, there are checks and balances. I mean, there are a lot of checks and balances, and the bureaucrats and the national security state and all that can slow down. There have been some articles written about this. What if Trump won?
But these are really going to be tested, and these checks and balances are somewhat theoretical.
There was a good piece where they talked about one thing the president does. He has sort of a head start on the bureaucracy. He can get a jump on them. Now they can try to slow him down and catch up, but he can, get one step ahead of them and kind of force their hand in the tug of war that. It's a New Yorker piece that's talked about President Trump.
Ryan Lizzo.
Yeah. No.
Evan Osnos.
Evan Osnos wrote. And that piece is worth now rereading.
Now, when was the last time that the generals were against the president, at odds with the president?
Oh, well, in Vietnam.
I was going to say McNamara.
I mean, they were more hawkish than Johnson was.
Because remember, Trump has dissed these generals,
right? He said he knew more than the generals.
And they may not be there. I think he said he implied that he would clean house.
Yeah, I mean, there have been tensions over the years. Of course, Truman had to fire MacArthur. There are lots of President-Pentagon tensions that emerged over the years. Or about this, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But the national security state is not going to be happy with this. They're really not. They've made it pretty clear that they don't like. I mean, Trump was able to find a couple hundred generals and admirals, but I think the vast preponderance of the top brass doesn't want them.
But I wonder if there is a disintegration of we're way ahead of ourselves, but if there is a problem in the Trump administration, it may come from those people who choose to try to come in to moderate or just hold it up and make it somewhat functional. And if they're not listened to and they decide that this is a bigger challenge than they can stand, that may be a point where the Trump administration.
What role does Steve Bannon have?
Oof.
I mean, I had read that he was going back to Breitbart, but
something tells me not.
White House Communications Director.
Okay, huh?
White House Communications Director.
Or higher.
Okay. Let's go to Trump headquarters. Let's just sit and take it in and watch.
Even a month ago, even yesterday, had a packed delivery that was unlike anything we've ever seen. It did not come without controversy. It did not come without splitting this country in some of the most divisive language. It does come now at a time where his supporters say this is the evidence that Washington is not working. They wanted to kick over the table and do something different.
You know, he told me once that he had a conversation with Melania when he was considering running about whether he should do it. And she looked at him and said, "You know if you do it, you're going to win, right?" And he understood that as well. And there have been moments on the course of the campaign where it's been tough on both of them. And Melania too. And it requires so much sacrifice, especially for a family like yours, which is very successful in your own business. I mean, who else wants to be that great for you? As he said, I don't want to do this. He's got a left and right, whoever left out, lovely family, wherever he is. And this required a lot of guts down the front. And boy, did it pay off.
This will go down as probably as the greatest war that we've ever seen.
Certainly the opera is in my lifetime, and I have to say, you could see the opera was inevitable. A lot of those I worked with around the studio back there, and I saw it. I was brother and say, I just can't believe it. It is stunning to me that he is run the presidency. It's extraordinary.
There's something that's wrong with the beginning. And they don't necessarily translate to their voters. We saw that with Melania. But in this election, they did.
We do have one of the very thing Donald Trump, so you can see.
To that line.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President-elect of the United States, Governor Mike Pence.
Come both sides. Come both sides.
This is a historic night. The American people have spoken, and the American people have elected their new champion. America has elected a new president, and it's almost hard for me to express the honor that I and my family feel that we will have the privilege to serve as your Vice President of the United States of America. I come to this moment deeply humbled, grateful to God for his amazing grace. Grateful to my family, my wonderful wife, Karen, our son, Michael, and his fiancée, Sarah, our daughter, Audrey, far away, and our daughter, Charlotte. I could not be here without them. And I'm deeply grateful to the American people for placing their confidence in this team and giving us this opportunity to serve. And I'm mostly grateful to our president-elect, whose leadership and vision will make America great again. So let me say, it is my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated. Thank you very much. I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I congratulated her and her family on a very, very hard-fought campaign. I mean, she fought very hard. Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely. Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people. It's time. I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me. For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country. As I've said from the beginning, ours was not a campaign, but rather an incredible and great movement made up of millions of hardworking men and women who love their country and want a better, brighter future for themselves and for their family. It's a movement comprised of Americans from all races, religions, backgrounds, and beliefs who want and expect our government to serve the people, and serve the people it will. Working together, we will begin the urgent task of rebuilding our nation and renewing the American dream. I've spent my entire life in business looking at the untapped potential in projects and in people all over the world. That is now what I want to do for our country. Tremendous potential. I've gotten to know our country so well. Tremendous potential. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Every single American will have the opportunity to realize his or her fullest potential. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. We are going to fix our inner cities and rebuild our highways, bridges, tunnels, airports, schools, hospitals. We're going to rebuild our infrastructure, which will become, by the way, second to none. And we will put millions of our people to work as we rebuild it. We will also finally take care of our great veterans. We've been so loyal, and I've gotten to know so many over this 18-month journey. The time I've spent with them during this campaign has been among my greatest honors. Our veterans are incredible people. We will embark upon a project of national growth and renewal. I will harness the creative talents of our people, and we will call upon the best and brightest to leverage their tremendous talent for the benefit of all. It's going to happen. We have a great economic plan. We will double our growth and have the strongest economy anywhere in the world. At the same time, we will get along with all other nations willing to get along with us. We will be. We'll have great relationships. We expect to have great relationships. No dream is too big. No challenge is too great. Nothing we want for our future is beyond our reach. America will no longer settle for anything less than the best. We must reclaim our country's destiny and dream big and bold and daring. We have to do that. We're going to dream of things for our country, and beautiful things and successful things once again. I want to tell the world community that while we will always put America's interests first, we will deal fairly with everyone, all people and all other nations. We will seek common ground, not hostility, partnership, not conflict. And now, I'd like to take this moment to thank some of the people who really helped me with this, what they are calling tonight, very, very historic victory. First, I want to thank my parents, who I know are looking down on me right now. Great people. I've learned so much from them. They were wonderful in every regard. I had truly great parents. I also want to thank my sisters, Marianne and Elizabeth, who are here with us tonight. And where are they? They're here someplace. They're very shy, actually. And my brother Robert, my great friend. Where is Robert? Where is Robert? My brother Robert. And they should all be on this stage, but that's okay. They are great. And also my late brother Fred, great guy, fantastic guy. Fantastic family. I was very lucky. Great brothers, sisters, great, unbelievable parents. To Melania and Don. And Ivanka. And Eric. And Tiffany. And Barron. I love you and I thank you, and especially for putting up with all of those hours. This was tough. This was tough. This political stuff is nasty and it's tough. So I want to thank my family very much. Really fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you all. And Lara, unbelievable job. Unbelievable. Vanessa, thank you. Thank you very much. What a great group. You've all given me such incredible support, and I will tell you that we have a large group of people. You know, they kept saying we have a small staff. Not so small. Look at all the people that we have. Look at all of these people. And Kellyanne, and Chris, and Rudy, and Steve, and David. We have got tremendously talented people up here, and I want to tell you, it's been very, very special. I want to give a very special thanks to our former mayor, Rudy Giuliani. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He traveled with us and he went through meetings. And see that, Rudy? Never changes. Where's Rudy? Where is he? Rudy. Governor Chris Christie, folks, was unbelievable. Thank you, Chris.